找到一条路，然后沿着通道。家，有看到激战的象征。
I have this thirst for blood.
Give me your blood.
怎么又是他？
Kneel, traitor.
我操！放大招，忘了，刚刚一紧张没有放到大招。OK， 忽然忘记自己有大招可以用。这也太可怕了吧！等一下，该不会这就是一个陷阱而已吧？这有2条路，在这条路，完了，不止2条路，这里有无数条路。上面有一个人，完蛋！这里有超多条路。先走一条我觉得的路好了。死人了！脏兮兮的信，先失踪了。
Louise's father was determined to find and save her.
谁是路易斯啊？谁是路易斯？抱歉，但谁是路易斯？
This is despicable.
完了，这条路才是正确。哦。哦。 完全没有任何规律。 哦，还好我看着你啊，你吓我啊！好多人，好多人！我应该要上来去。哦，这样。
I cannot enter.
也不可能只是为了打那3只吧，不是打那4只吧？我要把这个门。我有个大胆的想法。没有，我不能跳水。我想说我可以跳水下去吗？哦，该不会要按这个吧？是。啊。OK。水位会下降。哦，我在过去。OK。好歹也是玩过解谜游戏的人。
I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable.
Let me go, you bastard!
哦，喜欢打吸血鬼。
You feeble.
Disgusting asshole!
哎，把它卡角落。刚想会不会又卡住？卡角落，厉害吧？哦，好羞。哦，有点不舒服。没有，我想到了。
Miss Teasdale, are you all right?
How do you know my name? Who are you?
My name is Dr. Reed. I managed to track you down thanks to your father.
So my father really was looking after me. This man, this vampire told me my father was dead. Is it true?
I'm afraid so, miss. I'm so sorry for your loss. But you are free to go, as your abductor is no more.
I suppose my jailer also killed my father, didn't he?
Thankfully, he did not search your father's corpse, where I found his notes describing where he might find you. You should read them.
I must find my father's body. He deserves a proper burial.
Oh.
Goodbye, Miss Teasdale.
看来我们以后会遇到他。哇，他的嘴巴上面还有血。
I have this thirst for blood.
哦，普通斧头。哦，藏在这里呀、啊。看来一切就是顺顺的走啊。卡洛琳，哦，现在就进来了吗？我靠，一模一样的人，哎，哦没有，他们穿的不一样。
Good evening, sir. I am Dr. Jonathan Reed. Do you need my help?
Yes, please. Would you be kind enough to tell me what the time is?
That's all you need to know.
Well, is it not important to know? As important as where you are? Or who you are?
I suppose you're right. And who are you then, sir?
I am Agamemnon Baker. Like my brother, I think we need to leave this city immediately. And my brother and I rarely agree on anything.
你哥就在后面，你的 brother。
May I ask what you're doing outside at this hour of night?
I don't know. You should ask my brother instead. It was his idea in the first place.
You must have your own ideas.
From what I have managed to understand, I guess we're supposed to wait here. Waiting for someone to come.
May I ask why you've not gone already, if you're so exasperated by this long wait?
I believe fear is holding us back. My brother would have said it's laziness, but it's just because he's prouder than I am.
这个游戏真的是在旁边就听不到的。
What can you tell me about your brother?
He's older than me, I think. But the important thing is that I really hope I'll die before him. Grief would just kill me. You know?
Is that all?
Pericles is very attached to this city, and without my insistence, he would never leave this place. We don't often agree on anything, you see?
What can you tell me about...
It's the only place I've considered myself happy. Or at least that's what I believe. Unfortunately, it's time to leave.
Why is that?
Because I'm not feeling happy here anymore. Are you?
What kind of question is that? What am I supposed to answer, exactly?
The truth. And I believe you just did it, actually.
Who are you waiting for, exactly?
The more I think about it, the more I believe it's not exactly a person we are waiting for.
But what else could it be, then?
I don't know. A feeling? An event? An impulse? How can I tell? Something that would allow us to leave this trap.
I'm afraid I'm not following you. What kind of trap are you talking?
Have you ever felt like life trapped you in a role that does not fit you? That you are not in your place? That sort of trap.
Trap? And you think...
At least it will give us the chance to be free. That's more than our present situation. Hope, Doctor. Hope is what truly drives mankind.
What can you tell me about Aloysius?
You should ask that question to my brother instead. Personally, I've not seen Aloysius for many years.
什么都推
Goodbye
给
for
哥
now, Mr.
哥
Baker.
哥就对了。我问你，
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I be of assistance?
Dr. Reed? Dr. Reed?
Is there anything wrong?
No, it's just... your name...
I think I would remember.
That's odd. I'm certain I've already heard of you. My name is Pericles Baker. Does that mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, sir. But it's a pleasure to
我
meet
是
you
名
anyway.
人呢。
The pleasure is mine, I guess. I only wish I could remember when it was that we
我已
met.
经开始觉得这两个人怪怪的了。
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Baker. What are you doing out here in the middle of the night?
We are waiting. Waiting for someone.
And why are you waiting for this person?
Because we need to leave this city. As soon as possible.
Why do you want to leave the city?
I'm not really sure.
为什么你们要离开这座城市？我不是很清楚。那你们等屁哦！
And what do you do, sir? For a living, that is.
I stopped working when I decided to leave. When I realized what I wanted. Wanted something this city can't provide.
But what were you doing before you...
Does it really matter anymore? Considering the past seems so pointless to me. I have lived in this city all my life. And now I think it's over.
你们两个去找一下那个白教堂的教父啊！
Tell me more about why you want...
I just don't belong here anymore. I had to convince my brother to leave London because I know we need to find another life out of the city.
Pericles, tell me why your brother disagrees with your presence here.
Agamemnon is naive
他就
sometimes.
在旁边呐、啊。
Although don't consider him a fool, sir. He is often more
Oh,
lucid
okay.
than me.
At least you both have the same difficulty explaining what you're doing, and for what reason.
But is that not a common problem for all mortals?
What can you tell me about your brother?
If you are searching for a pleasant chat, you should speak with him instead of wasting your time with me. He has always been the more gentle of us.
That's it? That's all you can tell me about him?
For the time being, true kindness is the most valuable quality, my good sir.
Can you tell me...
As you like asking questions so much, would you...
Please, be my guest.
Do you like this city?
啊，没事没事。我不知道。
I don't know. I was born and raised in London, but I feel like a stranger here recently.
You didn't answer my question, sir. But I don't blame you. Perhaps it's better that way.
Who are you waiting for? I'm sure he has a name.
I really can't answer that question, since I don't know that person.
And why is that?
This person is mostly my brother's acquaintance. I don't even know his real name. Only that this man could help us leave this city once and for all.
But why would you need this person's help to leave London
他刚刚是不是又推给他弟弟了？
I thought we should have left this cursed place already, but my brother convinced me to stay a while longer. And here we are.
弟弟也不知道他在等谁。他说他在等弟弟的熟人。那到底是谁的熟人？
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
I've heard this is a man who has searched for his place in the world for a long time. I hope he found it.
Goodbye, Mr.
Hello again.
Goodbye.
见人矮人今天怪饿，他有头痛，好扭，哪不舒服？不能看，是因为我还没有啊，可惜了。OK 了。
Be careful, Carol. You're wasting good food here.
Yes, Mother.
I said be careful, child.
I.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. Mummy has been so clumsy again.
问号。
That's okay. It won't bleed for long.
You're so pale. Are you feeling sick? Do you need to see a doctor?
No. I'm fine. I already saw the doctor last week.
Don't be silly. You must see a doctor. Just don't tell him how clumsy your mummy is, all right? I love you so much, my baby.
I love you too, Mother.
他刚刚不是自己要砍他的，然后又说他笨手笨脚的，骗我哎！门还打开了，那我就自己进进来喽。哎，我要砍你啊！
Good evening, Miss Price. How are you tonight?
Dr. Reed, I didn't know you had returned from the war. I had a new doctor when you left, but he's not as kind as you.
Always glad to see a former patient in good condition. It's been a long time.
Too long indeed. And as a token of my appreciation, I'll grant you the best price if you fancy buying anything from my humble shop.
What can you tell me about yourself, Miss Price?
I'm still managing my shop. The only difference is, since the quarantine, we're open at night. You, on the contrary, seem to have changed a lot.
Really? Have I changed that much? It must have been the war and the night shifts since my return.
Don't get me wrong, Dr. Reed, you're still handsome. Just maybe a little bit wiser, more serious. It suits you well.
Tell me more about yourself. No new fiancé? I remember you were hoping to get remarried. I'm sure you must have a few suitors.
Who would marry an old bat like myself with a grown daughter and a little business? As you know, I only fancy handsome men like yourself.
Have you noticed anything in...
Other than you coming back to cheer me up?
看来他
Nothing
喜
at
欢
all,
我
Dr. Reed.
Tell me, Carolyn, do you often wound or hurt your daughter by mistake?
No. I always thought it was Carol's clumsiness that caused these incidents. Maybe it's a family trait, Doctor.
You really believe it's just bad luck and being clumsy, then?
Of course, Doctor. What else could it be? I have nothing to hide.
骗我啊！刚都看到了。
Does your daughter still worry you, Miss Price? I remember you were often concerned about her health when she was younger.
Have you not seen Carol since you returned? She's almost a young woman now. But she'll always remain my sweet little baby.
So you're less afraid?
Some things never change. Carol is still too clumsy for her own good. Sometimes her innocence puts her in real danger.
Why would her innocence put her in danger?
She does not realize how cruel life can be. Maybe I was a bad mother to protect her too much. My poor dear Carol.
You have every reason to be cautious, Miss Price.
Maybe you could talk with her, Dr. Reed. It would be nice to have a man here more often. We would both feel safer.
Do you know Aloysius?
Everybody knows him. He's only been to my shop once, though, looking for...
Did he buy something?
No, he left quickly. He almost laughed at my goods. Mr. Dawson may be a rich man, but you can't buy good manners.
But isn't Aloysius Dawson known for his...
That was before his brother Robert died in an aeroplane crash. Since then, the remaining twin has turned into a heartless tycoon.
Goodbye for now. It's locked.
I hope you can stay a little longer this time.
看来我要找别的方法。啊，怎么又是地下道？哎，这个就是我上来的那个地下。 那个声音不太像，快点走！我有事，先走喽。对，是来了。
Good evening, Miss Price. I'm Dr. Reed. Do you remember?
Dr. Reed? Yes, of course. You are the doctor who healed me and my mum. Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Good to see you too, Carol. Are you all right?
Oh, yes.
他手好了。
I did not hurt myself recently.
他的手怎么
I
好
know
了
how to take care of myself now. I'm almost a grown-up.
Why are you awake at night, Carol?
I am helping my mother in her shop. It's not easy, but I'm a grown-up now.
Why is work not easy? Is something or someone bothering you?
Oh no, most people are gentle with me. But I'm so nervous sometimes. I pay no attention and hurt myself. Good thing my mum learned first aid.
I'm sure your mother is grateful for your help.
I do the best I can. But I'm so clumsy sometimes. I drop things. I injure myself. It's a good thing my mother has the patience of an angel.
觉得他已经
What can you tell me?
I don't speak to many people, except our customers.
What can you tell me about the epidemic?
Some of our regular customers have left London. Some others only send their housemaids now. Everybody fears the contagion. I've even seen men with weapons.
Have you no friends at all?
No. Mr. Nithercote used to pass by and was always nice to me.
Does he not come by anymore?
No. Mum said he was weird. Always reciting poetry about a girl he'd met in Whitechapel.
哦，是那个在那个
I
白教
wonder who
堂
this
坟墓的
chameleon
那个。
may be.
Do you enjoy working?
Oh, yes, Doctor. My mother raised me alone after my father died. We've always lived together, and she has always watched over me.
Do you remember your father?
No, I was just a baby then. My mother always told me how strong and good he was.
Do you ever think about getting married now you're a woman?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. Mum always says I'm still a child who has no idea how tough life can be. No husband would like a clumsy girl like me.
Is it true you often hurt yourself, Carol?
Yes, it's true. I try to behave, I really do. But one way or another, I always end up injured or wounded. I'm so stupid.
Why would you be stupid?
It's like I can't help getting under my mother's feet. That's how I end up being pushed, cut, or burned. You see, I'm a stupid girl, really.
When exactly do these accidents happen?
Ever since I was little. That's why I need to stay with Mum. I'm not capable of taking care of myself.
Have you ever met?
Yes. A very strange man. Not very...
What do you mean?
He said he was ready to pay good money for rare books. And then laughed at what we showed him.
对啊，怎么感觉是已经两个都在说谎啊？
Goodbye.
Oh, I am sorry, I can't help
是
you,
他们
sir.
他已经被
Perhaps you should talk with someone
被
else
伤害
instead.
到，已经不敢讲
Dr.
实话了。
Good evening.
You know...
You are responsible for your daughter's many injuries and scars, Carolyn. You brutalize her, don't you?
How could I abuse my own flesh and blood? This
对，
is
好像是不要骗我，
nonsense.
我都看到了。
It would be like hurting myself.
You really believe you've done nothing wrong, don't you? How long has this been going on for? I should have seen it when you were my patients.
Seen what? Child abuse? Are you mad, Dr. Reed? I dedicated my whole life to my precious Carol. She is a part of me.
Yes. Even her name is just a part of yours. This is a terrible tragedy. Something of an unknown disorder.
认知失调。
Abuse that comes from overwhelming love.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. How dare you say something like that? What kind of a monster do you think I am?
Speak to me, Carolyn. Why do you behave like this? How does it make you feel to hurt Carol before cajoling her?
I don't know. It makes me feel good to take care of my daughter. I need to feel useful. No one ever takes care of me. I need someone to take care of me.
Do you realize Carol is a person? Not a toy, not a doll. The poor girl would put her hand in a flame to please you. You are both trapped in this toxic relationship.
Carol and I are perfectly happy. Leave us be. How stupid I was to believe you could be a suitable husband.
Yes, sorry. Oh， 好危险哦，变蠢哦。你是受害者，你对卡罗而言是个威胁，会害死自己的女儿的。
If no one stops you, you will kill her. You will keep on torturing her out of smothering love until she breaks or you hurt her too much.
How dare you? I carried Carol inside of me for 9 months. You men can't understand the bond between a mother and her child. I could kill for her.
是。
Do you know, did he buy something?
No, he left quick.
But isn't a lawyer...
That was before his brother Robert.
May I...
It's always a...
哦，铝零要68块，铝零件是那个武器。
Dr. Reed, I am glad to see you again.
Good evening, young lady.
My mother always prefers when people...
You need to understand you are in danger, Carol. Your mother is responsible for all your injuries.
That's a lie. She has always taken good care of me. She only gets irritated when I get under her feet. It's my fault. My mum loves me so much.
Yes, Carol. Your mother believes she loves you as much as you're convinced she loves you. But you are both trapped in a toxic relationship that puts you in danger.
What are you saying? That she lied to me all these years? That she wants me to be miserable? My mother has dedicated her life to my safety.
哦，他们两个怎么都……你母亲不应该很重，你母亲会杀了你。你母亲没有把你当成。
Your mother is terribly sick, Carol. She suffers from one of the most sadistic attitudes I've ever encountered, and tortures you with a twisted sense of love.
No. My mum loves me and only wants the best for me. It's my fault if I can never do anything right. She deserved a better girl than me.
我会这么强啊，好可怕哎！但是他也认为受伤是自己造成，这很可怕哎。他们都有认知失调。
Goodbye.
I am sorry, I can't help you, sir. Perhaps
Good evening.
you should
You know-
talk to someone else instead.
Carol's gratitude is exemplary. She seems determined never to leave you.
I'm taking care of my daughter as well as I can. It's not always easy, but she's the best gift life gave me.
But she'll probably leave you someday to live her own life. Will that be difficult for you?
Why would she leave? Children sometimes stay with their parents until the end, for they know no one else will love them as much.
对，就是他又会伤害他，然后又要一直把他保护，
Goodbye.
一直觉得他是一个小
I hope
朋
you
友。
can stay a little longer
Good
this
evening.
time.
Good evening.
My mother...
人真的好富。
Goodbye.
Good morning. Good evening, sir.
该还有2个没有找。看起来不太妙，这间安全屋。意外的蛮高级的。还有人有偏头。
Good evening, sir. May I ask you what you're doing here at this late hour?
I'm conducting an investigation about the epidemic in this part of town.
And who are you, sir?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. May I ask who you are and why all the questions?
I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland Yard. And I don't find your answers convincing. What is a Pembroke doctor doing in the West End at this time of night?
来这里是个人行为。等一下，我很想要照这个规则选，但是我还是很害怕，我先存个档。
I work for the Ascalon Club. Here is my permit to go freely about the city.
这闪光是在他的那个
You should have said so,
侧
sir.
边。
I must warn you, these streets are dangerous, and you'd better be careful.
没事没事。
What can you tell me about this district?
I'm the one asking questions, especially when there's a killer on the loose.
What killer?
I'm not going to discuss that with the civilians, sir.
Haven't I told you about the investigation I'm conducting? Perhaps I could help you.
All right, without giving you too much information, I'll tell you this. I'm convinced there is a homicidal maniac on the loose, using the epidemic to disguise his kills.
And what about the epidemic?
We both know the situation is critical, don't we, Doctor? Colleagues of mine die almost every day.
Why are you investigating at night?
Criminals rarely act in daylight, you know. But since you are also a night worker, have you noticed anything strange which requires police attention?
注意到什么？想举报？不对吧？我想举报他。你知道 可以吧？
Does the name Fergal ring a bell? Fergal Bancher?
Of course it does. Fergal Bancher, the Butcher of Galway. Hung in Dublin in 1857 for murdering more than 20 men with his bare hands. Why are you so interested in dead criminals, sir?
他也是被变成那个吸血鬼混种狼人的那种。
What are you really doing here?
I told you. I'm a detective inspector from Scotland Yard, investigating suspicious cases in the area.
Do you work alone?
Yes, the situation is difficult for the police. Many of us are sick, and since the summer strike, most men apply a work to rule on their patrols.
What about the situation in the East End? Why are there no police there to protect the civilians?
I know, it's a shame, but we just don't have enough men to cover the entire city.
Tell me all you know about that homicidal maniac you're looking for.
I'm not even sure there is only one. The wounds are always the same, but the modus operandi varies. Sometimes violent and brutal, sometimes precise and swift.
How could different killers inflict the same wounds?
That's my main problem. If my theory is correct, maybe we're facing a group of individuals sharing the same violent tendencies. Perhaps a sadist cult.
What are you investigating?
I have a missing woman, possibly abducted a few nights ago. Louise Teasdale. It seems you already found my other missing person, Mr. Tadao Kimura.
Tell me about Louise Teasdale.
She's a waitress. Her father reported her missing. We don't have enough men to search for her, sadly.
Do you have any idea where she could be?
No. But I feel she's been abducted. She went to a pub a few nights ago and vanished. I thought about the sewers, but I'm not equipped for such an investigation.
害怕就害怕啦。
What are you Tell me,
No.
Do you know anything in particular?
Who doesn't know the man? I think he intervened personally to put an end to the police strike of last August.
What else can you tell me about him?
Aloysius Dawson is exactly the kind of powerful and influential man who could commit murder and get away with it, with just one phone call.
权力的力量。
Goodbye. The Spanish flu is not the only hidden killer around here.
还有一个人呢，这个人在哪里？我老婆。
Safer places to be than here.
劝你是先不要进来。因为我很怕走进去跟主线的下面那条路，这现在目前看来也只有那里了。不好意思，我卡 bug 了。我等等再来找你。这不是 bug， 其实是一个陷阱。
The Fool and the Empress again. What are the cards trying to tell us?
哦，看来是 下，我还在跑，我还在跑，
It's locked.
我还在跑，等一下。
Jonathan Reed. At last we meet. The cards warned me you would visit tonight.
I beg your pardon, sir. Do I know you?
Of course you do. Our mutual friend, Dr. Swansea, can't speak highly enough of you. My name is Usher. Usher Talltree.
You are the leader of the Brotherhood, are you not?
Primate of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, to be precise. I'm really glad we met tonight. I love it when the cards tell me a truth.
The cards told you to expect me.
Yes, they can tell me everything. They told me that you have not taken another life since your poor sister died.
听说刚刚那句话就是他会告诉玩家说你到底有没有杀人。就如果你有杀人，刚刚那句话就会变。
What can you tell me about the neighborhood?
I really don't know. I don't often go outside. And when I do, it's usually to quite distant destinations.
So you see nothing in the stars for me? You're a poor fortune teller, then?
Oh, I can tell you many things, but they will only concern you, not the city. For example, I know that you offered your sister the final rest she asked for.
Do the cards speak of my Mary?
No. It's the burning aura of guilt that precedes you everywhere you go.
Read my fortune, then.
You have been chosen, Jonathan. I see on you the mark of a strong being, so powerful it needn't even reveal its strength.
Can you read the cards for me?
Are you sure you want to know what they will reveal?
Yes, I am.
It will cost you 150 shillings.
要给钱呢，给啦给啦。
Here is the money.
The snake, a bitter woman, smiling as she pours poison in your cup, a shaming betrayal, hate.
等等，他刚刚已经把谁是那个女生弄出来了，因为线索就是他。我本来想说，不会是伊丽莎白吧？旁边直接跳出一个人。
Tell me about yourself. What do you do here, besides turning cards in the middle of the night?
I'm for most a charlatan. For a
笑
few,
死，
I'm
得
a
被暴雷。
vampire. And for you, I'm the primate of St. Paul's Stole.
Some believe you to be a vampire. Who?
The guard of Priwen, who else? For a time, they sent spies to observe my activities, and they even broke into my home to gather proof.
Did they steal anything from you?
A personal notebook they quickly took to their headquarters. All they had to do is to look at me. I'm aging. What better and definite proof that I'm not an immortal?
Do you want your notebook back?
If you ever find it, I'd be glad to have it back, of course. I do ask one thing, though. Do not read it, Jonathan. Some secrets are not meant to be revealed, even to immortals.
For how long have you been a primate?
It was 15 years last year.
What do you make of Dr. Swansea?
Edgar is a brilliant and dedicated man. A man of his time, sometimes a little muddled, but always looking for new paths and new concepts.
How do you measure the amount of blood on my hands?
I told you. The cards always tell the truth. Well, most of the time.
Is it possible to tell me my future?
A vampire's fate is much more delicate to read, Doctor. But I can try.
All right. Let me hear it.
You're on a path to redemption, Jonathan. But be careful. One single trip and you'll fall.
That doesn't sound promising.
Take this, young Ekon, as a personal reward for your strong will. Keep following the right path and you'll reach safety.
这样，因为他刚才是在讲干话吗？ 这就好像跟他讲说，你在大队接力的时候，可能被绊倒一次，就可能会输哦。他刚刚讲的话，就是类似这个意思哎。
All right.
You're on a path to redemption,
被绊住一次，你就会跌倒在地。
Careful.
讲废话。
One single trip and you'll fall.
对喽。
I would rather not. How is it? May I ask you about the Brotherhood?
Of course. But I must warn you that there are some subjects we consider taboo, in spite of our fondness and acceptance of your kind.
I know there is no love lost between the Guard of Priwen and the Brotherhood. What caused this rift?
It was 1801. The Brotherhood was stronger then, a strength that made them hungry for ever greater power. An argument divided them, and the wound never healed.
What was the nature of the disagreement?
The problem was that both sides considered themselves the legitimate heirs of the original Brotherhood. We divide up the books, the relics, not always fairly or with consideration.
被绊住就会跌倒，无用格言啊！意见生还之后，连 Vampire 都要出现这种格言了。要如何改善吃得太快的方法？就是慢慢吃。讲废话。
Who founded the Brotherhood?
That's precisely the kind of question I cannot answer. It is delicate, and may reveal some of our secret traditions.
So you're not just a club of academics and scholars?
Once upon a time, very long ago, the Brotherhood did more than simply study the vampires. They took actions to eliminate the more ferocious and corrupted.
How did you learn about Mary? And spare me the hocus-pocus parlor tricks. The truth, now!
Swansea told me. Don't look at me like that. His task is to observe and gather information about vampires. He had to tell me about Mary.
他有私人秘密，然后她不再是我认识的妹妹。
Mary did not deserve her fate. She had already suffered enough during her life. And yet the pain and the suffering went on after her death.
Suffering is part of the immortal condition. Some prefer to lose their minds rather than face the simple truth. Pain will never stop.
Is there anything you could tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Aloysius Dawson? Yes, of course. We met on several occasions. With time, he got deeper and deeper into the occult.
He's not the only one. It's been quite the fashion for several decades. The Golden Dawn, for instance, is just one example.
True. Aloysius was a member of the Golden Dawn until 1900. Then his thirst for dark knowledge grew. I'm talking forbidden texts, readings which blackened his heart.
有一个道生。
Goodbye, sir. Until we meet again.
I rarely wander, yet it amuses me to converse with your kind. A red river, a song in the dark, the whispers of a sun. So many signs to interpret.
我怎么看我有多少钱？爸爸，哦，我们该不会要一直跟他买线索吧
It's locked, all right.
Perhaps London will survive the epidemic, but I see terrible trials awaiting in the future.
相信应该看得到吧。好，要去找那个妈妈了。我怕我们等一下打架，所以。
Good evening, Miss Price.
You know.
May I?
It's always.
1500、1300多澳门。哇，我这样子只能买10个线索哎，我们最多只能顶，而且10个还不够。我看一下，我们还差几个？有2个，对，买了，有3个，看，1个、4个。5个、8个、10个、11个、13个。其实是
Dr. Reed, I am glad to see you again.
但是有的它是一环接一环，所以不太一定，尤其是那种有关系的人，通常就是……啊，我的主线怎么不见了？我的主线呢？ Oh, wow. 我要重新。我有点卡 bug。
I cannot enter.
因为我想说，睡一晚他就会起来了，你就不要特别去找他，还要下去找。 那也是可以的，抓一下，就刚刚已经有点卡住。还在这。
You should return.
Thank you.
他在这里的时候我不能，白跑一趟。 他如果敢一个人待在那里，其实胆子也蛮大的。要是我是他的话，我早就跟着乔纳森一起出来了。我要怎么进去啊？这边？那还是刚刚那个是？哦，该不会就是要从这里进去吧？解谜？不会吧
？Perhaps London will survive the epidemic,
不
but
会
I see
吧？
terrible trials in the future. Tell us. Good evening.
Goodbye.
I rarely wander. Perhaps London will survive the epidemic, but I see terrible trials.
该不会我要卡关在这里吧？因为这应该是解谜没错，但是是哪条路呢？是黑不同。之前有提示。好像没有诶，我猜是这个黑有关系，因为看起来就是1，然后一半，然后10。人性。就会不会这个只是那种有没有？就是那种。只是那种好玩的地盘，但是根本没差那样。而且，就是我很怕，因为看不出来有。所谓的是看不出来它有没有重置，所以我不确定如果我现在的这个顺序有可能是错的或者是对的。 找一下好了。哦，谢喽。根本没有关系。笑烂，跟主线一点毛线关系都没有。不确定，但是。
It's a leech! Kill it!
Oh my god!
我靠！太猛了吧！那比主线的王还要痛。
Best stay back, sir.
对。
Are you deaf?
好黑。先回去吃，拜托不要打王啊！道生，你不会需要打吧？我靠，道生家真的是有钱人呢。
Dawson's mansion. Here I am at last. But the question remains, am I ready to make a dying man my progeny?
他家一定有什么好东西。6块钱道生，价钱够多啊！真的有人会在家里摆这个吗？而且它还是没有在流动的，感觉就很臭。块钱太小气了吧！趁他不在。
It's locked.
我要去找他谈判。
It's locked, all right.
Finally, you're here, Dr. Reed. What took you so long?
I had to pass several of your barricades and outposts to access your mansion, sir.
Death, pestilence surround us, and time is against me.
I see you've gathered some of the most expensive, albeit experimental, blood transfusion equipment available. All this could be so useful in a hospital.
Yes, yes. Since Lord Redgrave sent me a doctor to perform my conversion, I thought you might find some of these devices useful.
Most thoughtful. But tonight I'm not here as a physician.
But I feel reassured that a specialist such as yourself would help me to escape the Reaper.
Very well. But before I proceed, I have a few questions for you.
If you must, but be quick, for I don't have much time left in this life.
First of all, I need to be sure that you know exactly what is going to happen to you, sir.
I can assure you I'm as informed as any man can be. I have planned for this moment, Dr. Reed. Planned very carefully.
一分钟的时间有没有？我只以为是相信我。这个是什么啊？我怎么看不懂？他这三个是我怎样？存档。
Sir, I'm going to end your life. Do you not wish to discuss the procedure for even a minute?
I don't have a minute to indulge in idle chatter. I can't feel my legs. And the cold, so cold.
I will become your maker. Do you understand what that means?
Well, I certainly won't consider you my liege, or some such drivel. You can be assured of that.
You'll need to feed on warm blood. Blood from mortals. How do you feel about that?
I'm rich, Dr. Reed, and powerful. I'm sure I'll be able to acquire all the blood I need without ever having to sully my own hands.
我感觉他已经不行，就是他们都一直说转化的过程要承受很大的那种痛苦，他都已经快死了，怎么可能承受得住啊？
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
What I do know is that I'll crush anyone or anything that would dare to oppose me.
Let's move on then.
Please, I'm cold and tired. I feel my life waning with every moment.
But first, before you embrace immortality, what would you do with such a gift?
That's a rather impertinent question, Dr. Reed, and I will do as I please.
Answer me all the same. What will your first action be as an immortal?
To save London. I will finance the most efficient quarantine ever seen. I will build a wall that will separate the sick boroughs from the healthy ones.
Who gave you the right to decide the fate of thousands of people?
My money. Yeah. My money and my pending immortality gives me the needed authority, Doctor. I'm a businessman. I'm used to tough decisions.
You really plan to build a quarantine wall across London?
Yes. It will be tall and strong, separating the wheat from the chaff.
By doing so, you will also create two separate prisons.
Come, sir. An eminent doctor like yourself knows that such radical measures have proved efficient in the past.
Let me guess. You mean to isolate the rich from the poor?
This is a desperate measure for desperate times. England must prevail, Doctor, no matter the cost.
好像有钱人就不会得一样。
Quarantine is not a bad idea, medically speaking. But I'm convinced this epidemic will not be contained by mere walls.
As long as the right people are on the right side of the wall, that's all that matters.
But you can't guarantee infection will not spread. Just one contagious carrier would be enough to create an apocalypse.
The apocalypse is already knocking at the gate. We must be strong now.
What if a new outbreak happens inside your walls? You'll have created a giant trap.
That won't happen. As long as we dispose of anyone that is contaminated as soon as they are spotted.
I've heard enough. It's time to proceed.
At last. All right, do what you have to do. If it hurts, so be it. I've been preparing such a long time for this.
魅惑，忘记死亡的恐转化。等一下，我以为500已经很多了，这个人要2000。绝对不能选转化，你还要2000，我才不要嘞！你刚才讲那些话，我才不要嘞。那。看来就是这个了吧。
Listen to me, Aloysius Dawson. You will forget your fear of dying, for it has poisoned your mind and made you bitter and ruthless since the death of your twin brother.
You don't understand. Death is oblivion, the eternal void. I know there's nothing there. I saw it in Robert's empty eyes. I saw myself in that coffin.
Death is painful for those who remain, not for those who have passed. All that occult gibberish you filled your head with has made you forget this simple truth.
No! Death will not claim me. I have the power and the money. I've acquired the arcane knowledge needed. I believe there is magic, there are dark forces. You will provide me my extension.
Your ignorance makes you a fool. You have no idea. Look at me. Hunted like a beast, my family lost, cursed. I have not escaped death, I have become it.
No, there must be a way. I don't want to go like my brother did. I have money, lots of money.
Money won't ease your mind. I know you used to be a good and generous man, so I offer you the gift of peace, Aloysius. The tranquility of a true death.
I accept your offer, and I understand. No more fear, I will die a man of dignity, and a man at peace.
再见了，道神。到底是死？但他还嫌他健康。OK， 那如此我们就再逛一下。刚才发表那段那番言论，真的是不能让他活下，不是变成吸血鬼啊！单来说，他就是怕死。我操！吓死我了！你就站在这，完了，被他听到了。
Is it done, Dr. Reed? Is Aloysius Dawson reborn as expected?
I'm afraid Mr. Dawson finally chose to embrace life and death as a mortal.
What do you mean?
He has overcome his fear of dying. I let him rest and wait for death to come.
What? This is unacceptable. Go back there and make him the powerful Ekon he's destined to be.
No, Lord Redgrave. As a doctor and as an immortal, I can't. If you wish to make him your
感受到了，
progeny,
要打
then
架了。
proceed on your own.
This is an outrage beyond words. This is betrayal, pure and simple. I should kill you on the spot. You swore on William Marshall's blood.
Well, get rid of me then.
From now on, you're an outcast. Banished. You are forbidden to ever appear in front of us again. Ascalon will smite you on sight, and your heart will be thrown to the rats.
I'll leave you then. Have fun with your puppets and shadow.
突然硬起来了。
Yes, go, traitor, and take that awful creature, that counterfeit of a woman I saw waiting for you, and be gone!
Step away, traitor. Return to your dubious friends and your decrepit hospital. Do not dare show yourself again, you or that monstrosity you bring to my door.
那不是正合我意。地方我也待不下去了。对呀、他怎么会这么傻？他怎么样也可以利用那个伊莎白威胁我吧？他怎么又找到他了？
We meet again at the strangest of times, young Ekon. So do you serve the Earl of Bristol now?
Old Bridget. What are you doing here?
Your friend, the wise Ekon. She sent me to warn you.
Did anyone see you? It's a long way from the dock sewers, and hunters are patrolling the streets here.
Who said I took the streets? How do you think I survived for centuries in this city without ever being seen? I know all her secrets.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
She came to us in the sewers in search of answers. Just as you did.
What kind of answers did you give her?
I knew nothing of your maker, but we talked. We talked a lot. Her words and ideas are captivating. It is no surprise that you like her. I like her too.
Lady Ashbury in the sewers? Now that's a sight I wish I'd seen.
She said she was your friend, and that she sought the identity of your maker. So I answered her questions.
Lady Ashbury? You know her? Tell me what's going on.
The lady approached me but a few nights ago, wanting to meet the sewer skulls. Once she questioned Harriet Jones. She agreed to help us.
Harriet Jones is still with you then? How is she doing?
Harriet remains angry, but is recovering slowly. Her mind is twisted, but at least her body is healing.
Tell me what is going on.
The lady asked us to keep an eye on your mortal doctor friend while you were away. We spotted the hunters. They were discussing plans to attack tonight.
Wait, slow down. I need to ask you something.
I'm listening, but I do not have time to waste, so be quick.
Where is Lady Ashbury right now?
She said she will go home. She needed to speak with some old friends first, though. Do not worry, young Ekon. She is no fool, and just as strong as you.
How did Elizabeth find you?
She presented herself humbly at our gate, and asked if we knew of any ancestral vampires hiding in London. She asked about Ascalon. She asked about many things.
What do you think of her?
Her soul is good, yet tainted with a deep sadness, and the scars of ancient wounds. Time does that to us immortals, for we have so much to dwell upon.
Why did she come to you?
I am old Bridget, the buried memory of the city. She sought the silent truths, truths I have kept hidden for so long.
Why do I feel like Lord Redgrave was particularly irritated to see you? Far more so than the average Skull, if I may say.
Because I used to know him quite well, and he is afraid I may remember who he really is.
You're Elizabeth's informant. You're the one who told her about Lord Redgrave's lies regarding his lineage.
Yes, But my words were not meant to hurt or threaten. I simply told the story of the sewer skulls, and of so many other forgotten children.
No time to lose, then. I must go there right away.
I shall return to my den. Have you a message for the lady? Should I see her before you?
我觉得齁，他会这么问，就是我们后面不会见到他了。我想选这个。
Yes. Tell her I love her.
Is this still unknown to her? Go now and take care,
我
young
被泼水了，
Ekon.
我被泼水了。
The flames are rising.
他的那个回答就是你在攻山回。
It's been such a long time since I came to this part of town.
干嘛啦？奇怪欸。哦，我可以回去找他了。刚刚那里应该存个档，用多种可能的。我想想，我先到伦敦西区休息好了。
You London vampires are so weak! You cannot win this! You...
A restaurant where the guests are blindfolded before being seated. Intriguing.
Watch out! Anyone shout out! The bloody crook!
还是用这个比较快。 下次就先去找大白，然后再回去走主。应该支线都有做了吧？害我好想要把这个用掉。我说下次再做，下次再做，下次把这个先做完，然后再去找伊丽莎白，再去走主线。 不能贪心，快一点。OK 呀，还蛮顺利的，跑了很多进度啊，觉得越来越多事情被挖出来了。好的，那先休息。